Marko here from Fair Realty. As you can see, I'm inside of my personal garage. I have a couple of cars, black BMW, white Honda Civic. In my spare time, I enjoy cutting, staining, and building fences for my personal property. It's half an acre, so there's a lot of fencing. Please don't email me about my fence building talents. I'm only doing this project for my personal home. Today I'm talking about luxury cars and why do a lot of realtors drive luxury cars? I never understood this for the first 5 years of my career. So I was always the type of guy, if I went to see a real estate lawyer and he or she had a super nice high-rise office, corner unit, tons of glass, my first impression was always like, holy crap, how much am I paying in fees for this office? I never jumped to the conclusion that that individual was successful or competent because they had a nice office. So I always preferred working with people in modest offices that knew what they were talking about. So for the first 5 years of my career, I had the white Honda Civic. I exclusively drove that car. I thought it was great. And then last year, I switched over to this BMW 435i. It's a pretty nice BMW. And it's interesting, I go to listing presentations, I've had comments like, wow, you got really good taste in cars. Owner opens their garage door and they got a BMW X5, which is an SUV made by BMW. I've also kind of sensed that people think because I drive an expensive luxury car that I actually know what I'm talking about. I knew what I was talking about when I drove the Honda Civic, but some people, I guess because I drive an expensive car, it just reassures them that I know what I'm talking about. It's also been an interesting conversation starter on some luxury properties. Often clients will show up and they'll be driving a BMW 3 Series, 5 Series, and it's a good conversation piece. Hey, does your BMW drink oil? Mine does, blah, blah, blah. So it's interesting. The luxury cars actually do work, I think, for a lot of realtors in that, unfortunately, a lot of consumers associate driving a luxury car with competency or success. I was just successful and just as competent when I was driving my Civic, but it might not have come across that way. So for the first 5 years of my career, I really thought luxury cars were, a joke, but now that I've actually own one and drive one, it's actually interesting seeing the dynamics, because I guess not everyone's like me who wants to go see that competent lawyer, for example, that works in a modest basement office. People do associate success with high-rise offices, fancy cars, etc. Just the way things are. That's it for this week. Marko, Juras, Fair Realty.